The Vakatakas. Prabhavati Gupta belonged to Gupta dynasty and was a Vakataka queen. Prabhavati Gupta was the daughter of Chandragupta II, one of the most important rulers in early Indian history. She was married to Rudrasena II of the Vakataka dynasty and later acted as the regent to her sons Divakarsena and Damodarsena post the death of her husband. Following the death of her husband, she effectively ruled the Vakataka kingdom as regent. Prabhavati was a brave, fearless woman who helped her father, Chandragupta, with resources and support in his final defeat of the Sakas of Gujarat. Rudrasena II had a short reign of only about 5 years before he died. After the death of Prabhavati's husband in 390 AD, Prabhavati ruled for 20 years with the help of her father. Prabhavati had 3 sons with Rudrasena, Divakarsena, Damodarsena, and Pravarasena, but none of them were adults at the time of their father's untimely death. Divakarsena, the eldest son of Rudrasena and Prabhavati Gupta, was the Yuvaraja or crown prince of the Vakataka kingdom. Since he was still a child, Prabhavati Gupta assumed the reins of government and ruled in his name. We know that Prabhavati Gupta ruled for at least 13 years as a regent because her Pune grant is dated to the 13th year of her own rule, where she calls herself mother of the Yuvaraja Divakarasena. During Prabhavati's time in power, Gupta influence over the Vakatakas reached its peak. Prabhavati's inscriptions provide her own Gupta genealogy and emphasize her own natal connections. Her gotra is given as Dharana, which was the gotra of her father, rather than the Vishnuvriddha gotra of the Vakataka dynasty. Indeed, for the 20 or so years of Prabhavati's regency, the Vakataka realm was practically a part of the Gupta empire. Showcasing herself on the Udaigiri built by Chandragupta, she built the Ramagiri and Mandhal sanctuaries, which are unique in their iconography and have a very unique idea of the coexistence of Hinduism. When she moved to Nandivardhana, she had her sculptors experiment with new forms of iconography and had set up a workshop for the production of high-quality red sandstone sculptures. The main Nandivardhana branch. Inscription number 1. Pune copper plate inscription of Prabhavati Gupta. Regnal year 13. Provenance Pune, Pune district, Maharashtra. Script nail-headed variety of the late Brahmi of the southern class, with some peculiarities of the northern class of the 5th century AD. Language Sanskrit. It is interesting to note that in her 13th regnal year, her eldest son, Divakarsena, who had at least 2 brothers younger to himself, was not invested with royal power, although he could not be minor at this date. A Yuvaraja Divakarasena is mentioned as an author in the Saduktikarnamrita. The Ishtadeva of the Vakatakas was Shiva. But Prabhavati inherited Bhagavatism from her Gupta ancestors, who had made Bhagavatism or Vaishnavism very popular in India. Even the southern parts, by the 5th century AD, many inscriptions of this period begin with the Vaishnav invocation. English translation of the inscription. Seals. This is the enemy chastising command of the mother of the heir apparent, who is the ornament of the Vakatakas, who has obtained royal dignity in due succession. In margin seen. Success. Victorious is the Lord. Hail. From Nandivardhana. There was Maharaja Sri Ghatotkacha, the first king among the Guptas. His noble son was Maharaja Sri Chandragupta. His noble son was Maharajadiraja Sri Samudragupta, who was the performer of many Ashwamedha sacrifices, who was the daughter-s son of the lit Shavis, who was begotten on the chief queen Kumardevi. His noble son, accepted by His Majesty was Maharajadiraja Sri Chandragupta, who was a matchless warrior on the earth, who was the exterminator of all the kings, whose fame was tasted by the waters of the four oceans, who was the giver of many thousands of crores of cows and gold, and who was the devout worshipper of Lord Vishnu. His daughter of Dharana gotra, and begotten on the illustrious chief queen, Kubernaka, born in the Naga family, the illustrious Prabhavati Gupta.